Oh my gosh, I have so much to do before I leave. I, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. Excuse me. I
Well,
am.
you
I'm
have a
feeling,
couple of weeks.
yeah.
I have a couple hours.
You have, that's right, because you're going
Although,
too. Yes.
although my trip is like, really short. Uh,
Yes.
yours is not.
Mine is not.
Um, but you
Still,
know what my husband says to me?
huh.
Build a bridge and get over it.
Oh, that's great advice. My first was, obviously, you heard me say it, but that's actually
Yep.
very good advice. That's actually very good advice.
Well, once upon a time I thought so too. And what I realized, at least for me, when I build a bridge to get over it,
Mhm.
what I'm getting over, I'm stuffing.
That's not good.
So I'm not really,
Like just burying it down.
I'm just
Like,
burying it. I am pushing it down. I am walking across the top of it, and it never is resolved.
ah.
So, do you know how many bridges I have had to build to get over the same bullshit over the years?
Many, I'm assuming.
Many.
Many. So, and have you energetically gotten rid of all those? Ooh, stumper. I stumped her.
No,
Yeah.
no. I am being told there are still some bridges that I walk across without even thinking about it.
Oh, so don't delete them. Or yes, delete them.
Well,
Go over and then delete it.
so what I need to do
Yeah.
is make sure that everything under the bridge is cleared away
Yes.
and
Okay.
I can delete the bridge.
Okay. That makes
Some of
perfect.
those I have done. But I am being told that no, I'm getting two. I've got two
Ah,
bridges.
two. Two and two. What is that two? That old talk show host. Be back in two and two.
Two
All
and
right.
two, 2 minutes, 2 seconds.
That's right.
But very recently, what I've discovered for myself is I don't want to build the bridge. I don't want to walk over it. I want to get down in that muck. I want to clear it out.
Okay.
I
As long
want
as
to
you clear it out.
dredge it
No
up.
going down there without clearing it out.
I want to dredge it up, clear it out, and then walk through the clear water that's allowed to flow through that river.
All right. Well, that makes sense. Sure.
That's what I want to do.
Okay. Well, you
Been a little
are.
while since he's actually said build a bridge to me, and I can't. Ooh, I'm being told be prepared for what you wish for. I was going to say I can't wait for the next time he tells me build a bridge, dear. I don't want to build a bridge. I want to dredge it up,
Yeah.
and you're going dredging with me.
Yes. Build your own damn bridge. Yes. And I'm okay. I just have, I know this is, I'm off topic, but all of you who can see me, I'm fully gray, and there's this one hair that is just wild, and it keeps poking at me, and I keep trying to get rid of it, and it's just coming back. So if you're watching me, God damn it.
So is it one that you haven't quite found that's like laying
Yes,
right on your
exactly.
forehead?
Yes, and I keep trying to find it. I can't, I can only feel it like tapping my forehead.
Right.
Yeah.
I had
So,
that happen. I don't know. It's been a little while ago. And so I'd take off my glasses
yes. Yeah, yeah.
and it was gone. Well,
It was
that
stuck to your glasses.
it was in my glasses
I've had that happen too.
forever.
Yes.
Forever.
No, this one is just
Yeah.
some wild. Oh, I think I see it. A wild hair. Let me see if I can just do something with it because that's gonna just drive me insane. No building a bridge and getting over that one when it's
No,
poking in the forehead and the
no,
eyeball. Oh,
no.
No. Ooh. So I wonder how many, I don't know how often I built a bridge and got over it. And
Mm.
that's, I'm being honest. Like I wallow. That was always my thing, was to wallow in
Well, I'm a
whatever.
master at that too.
Yeah, that's true. You are. You know I am. Yes. You're welcome. Yes. But wallowing, we all do the same thing in probably different ways. We
Sure.
all even these people, oh God, the picture of this person is coming to mind. Wow.
Oh,
If she were here, I would want to punch her in the throat. Well, those type, and it's not exactly one, like I'm not remembering one specific person.
okay. It's a person type.
Person type,
Okay.
yes. That they're just so perfect and everything is so, nope, I don't. We've had clients like this. You've in our life, we've talked to people like, no, that's not me. No, I don't do that. I don't. They're in a full room of pink clouds and they just bounce off pink cloud to pink cloud to pink cloud to pink cloud, just staying above it all, which is also, as you know, there are a certain amount of people in the metaphysical, because we are partly obviously metaphysical. We're more spiritual, but there is a part of us that's metaphysical. And one of the things that they do all the time, many of them, is only love and light, only love and light. And they prance around in this only love and light, and nothing bothers them. Because if you think about the bad things, and then things bother you, and it's like, what the F are you even talking about? Shut up. I just want to punch you in the throat. So
That's what I got to punch you in the throat with.
karate chop or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And that's so unhealthy.
Mhm.
Yet, so is wallowing in it all. So there
Mhm.
is something in between. There is a bridge, or there is something in between there where you really have to learn. I think, and you can tell, there is a point where it is a mental game. Like, okay, I've dredged this up. I know what the wounding is. I know why I wallow. I've had healings on it. I've disconnected, but there is a brain piece to it, that adopted piece, or the overlay, or what's that? Imprint,
Imprint.
that sort of thing. That not only do you have to have that removed, be aware of it, have it removed, go through all your steps,
Mhm.
and then there's also that piece of, you just have to be mentally strong and just make it happen.
Yes. Yes.
But you can't do that before it's time, or you fall on your face, which I've done many a time too, right? Like we've all tried to say, okay, I'm not gonna heal this. I'm just not gonna do it anymore. Arrgh.
Which
And
is exactly what I thought building a bridge and
all,
getting over it meant. I am being told, as you've been speaking, that I took build a bridge and get over it very black and white.
mm,
That, okay, it's just not going to bother me anymore. Period.
yeah,
End of story. Which kind of goes along with the way I used to think that it should be one way or the other. Building the bridge, the act of building the bridge is that dredging up. It is that healing piece, or it can
yes,
be.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because we're not just like I see like Batman with all his tools, and he grabs that and he shoots that thing across there and then swings
Right.
across. No,
Exactly.
you have to build,
You have to build.
piece by piece, how whatever your material you're using, and
Yeah.
to get over it. Yes. And you have to heal from it.
Have
And
to
then
heal.
you have to heal, or it's going to come right back, and we all know what that's like.
Okay. So was that Was that really just a matter of wanting to control the narrative?
Ooh, say
He
more.
says, build a bridge and get over it. And I say, I don't want to build a bridge and get over it. I want to get in there and dredge it up. I want to dictate what building the bridge looks like.
Sure.
God dang it. You know, he told me the other day I am a control freak.
You? No, I don't believe it.
He says, well, you know, that is that control thing you have.
Yes.
Damn. Here I thought I was being brilliant, enlightened,
And
fabulous, even.
are, and you are.
Jeez.
It's just our husbands know us so well, and we know them so well too. Now, we're not on here to talk about our husband shit, but we can do the same thing to them about things. Like
Yeah.
we know what's buried there too.
Yeah.
But we're not here, unfortunately. We're not here. We are, and we're not those wives anyway. I do want to shout out to the two of us, by the way.
You're
We
right. We are
are
not.
not those what we have since we've known each other. I don't. I think I was prior. I will say in my wounding, I would complain about my husband. I did. I fully admit that it's embarrassing. There's shame there. When I started healing and really started owning my own shit, I really stopped that. I really, really stopped doing that. And so you and I, we just don't
No.
on occasion. Okay, let's say on occasion, yes, like I might send you a text say, "Good God, he has to leave." Like he's
Well,
I have things on my mind, I have things to do, and he wants my attention, and
yeah.
I just can't do it right now. Ah,
You have been married long enough, as have I.
yes,
We've been married 40 years, for God's sake. You've been married
31,
30
31.
plus. Yeah. We have earned the right to complain
Yes,
every once in a while because
yes,
there's things to complain about.
yes,
We're human. And when you, oh my goodness, you
yes,
live with someone for
yes,
that long,
yes,
come on. However,
yes.
there are wives that is
Oh
their
dear God.
life.
And you think, why the fuck? Why are you married? Why is he
Exactly.
married to you? Like, this is just, you have zero appreciation for that man that you have been living with for all of these years. Even
Yep.
if it's a couple years,
Yep.
a year, whatever. Like, stop. Remember why you married this person, and they're not the bane of your existence. They're not the reason that you're screwed up. Sorry, they're
They're
not.
not.
And I do want to say something. Boy, I'm chatty. Well, I'm always chatty, but another thing about having a good friend, and Mari-Lyn and I have talked about this many a time as well, that when I complain about my husband to her or she complains to me, it's just in the moment. That's not who that person is.
Right.
Neither one of us dislikes the other's husband because whatever, like you don't dislike him because he needs my attention sometimes and I'm not, and I just want to scream at him.
Right. I'm
That's
going to
a
hate
moment.
him
It's
because
a
he's
moment in time.
challenging me for your attention.
Yes, yes. And it's a moment, but it's a moment in
It's
time.
a moment in time. Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it should be. And I want to remind everyone who's listening that when you have a friend who complains about their husband, first of all, remember that you're getting one side of the story. And don't take that for gospel like that is the whole person, because it isn't.
Right.
I mean, there might be some abusers out there, come and use your judgment here. But I'm just saying, in normal, everyday stuff, we can complain, and that's all it is. We're just in the moment
Exactly.
feeling irritated, and then it goes, and they are the wonderful men that we married.
And how many times
Yes.
does the same behavior happen every day
Mhm.
And there's only 1 or 2 days out of that week that you have to complain about it.
Right.
Because
Good
what
point.
what's
Yeah.
happening is
Yeah.
a
Yes.
vibrational mismatch.
Yes. And that happens to all of it. Oh, sister, that happens to you. This past week, 2 weeks, woof. Talk about a vibrational mismatch. You and I have been so mismatched.
Last week we talked about how the last, like, I don't know, weeks have been so
That's true.
crazy. Well,
Yes.
this past week has taken the cake.
Oh. If you and I didn't love each other the way we do, it would have been over. There would be no friendship now. We would not be here now on this podcast. One of us would be on here saying, sorry, but we are no longer friends. And so it's just going to be me on here. Because there were some days when we really struggled. And thankfully, we knew it wasn't us. It was personal. Like I was mismatched and I was irritated and or I couldn't talk or whatever it was. And it happened many a time this week.
I
And I would
don't
say to you, I would say, like, are you mad at me? And she'd go, what? No. And I knew it was me just being
I
off.
said that the other day.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure, because I
Yes.
knew there wasn't. And we talked less this week, I think, than
Right.
probably ever.
Ever. Yes. We have been in it. There's so many energetic things happening in our lives right now that
Yeah.
this is one of the biggest shifts I've ever been in.
You
I
know,
can think of one other one that was this big before I knew you.
ah,
But together, this is our biggest ever.
this is absolutely the biggest ever. And
Ooh,
we don't usually go through struggles at the same time.
no, thank God.
This past week, though, I think we've both struggled
Yeah.
in different ways and for different reasons,
Hmm.
partly different reasons,
Yes, yes.
partly the same reason.
Yes,
Um, Spiritually and energetically, some of that's the same.
absolutely. It's been rough. Yeah. And just
Yeah,
a shout out to, having the best girlfriend ever. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Sister
Thank
friend,
you,
whatever you want to.
sister friend. That's been
That's always been your thing. Sister
it
friend.
is sister friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And we really are. Mari-Lyn and I both have two older sisters. And Mari-Lyn and I always wanted a close sister. We don't have it with our own personal, with our blood relative sisters, but we do here. And it's lovely.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, this week was like I think was it Saturday? I had family stuff going on. Yet normally I would still reach out. Or you would reach out. I think we talked maybe one or two texts. That was like it.
And it was like late in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, there very few.
Yeah. And there were a couple other days where usually it's so part of it is that we're both pretty spiritual. The other part is we work together. And so and a lot of information that we get from spirit will relate to both of us. And so oftentimes in the morning, it's not long after I get up, I will, say good morning. And because I've already got my messaging, or she will too. And we just sort of talk. And it was like, yeah, till way later than we would normally reach out.
Way later, way later.
Yes.
Um, and sometimes
God.
I want to apologize, but sometimes I was so like my immediate surroundings were the only thing in my
Yes.
brain.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
Pam who?
Yes.
TCS, what's that stand for? There
right?
was, I can remember there being one morning in particular where
Yeah.
I couldn't go beyond what was
No.
immediately in front of me. It was
That's how crazy this transition is. Like,
crazy.
it's one of those times when it's like you have to focus on that spot on the wall
Yeah.
because
So
if
you
you
don't fall off
don't,
the
you're
chair.
gonna right. You are
So
going to
bizarre.
fall over.
And what's very different for me this time, and I think probably for you too, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
I had to allow it. I couldn't fight it. I couldn't
Yes.
struggle through it. I had to just go, okay,
Yeah.
this
And
is where I'm at, and this is it.
and there not even, oh, Mari-Lyn will understand. It was just that I couldn't
There
even
was no,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're right. I do understand. but
Yes, you do.
but that thought was never there,
No,
right?
right.
So crazy. So crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's been one. And I
It
would like to, this is another thing that I think is good that we talk about because I know other people go through this. And this, like this past week, would have been a perfect timing to lose friendships. Perfect timing to lose
sure.
relationships.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay to just take your break and not break off a relationship.
Yeah.
Honestly, just to
Well,
sort
because
of
sometimes it's
realize
in
this is just me. When you think something is all another person, which I did not do this week necessarily. I mean, I would ask you, are you okay with me? But I think I was more just gauging where I was. That kind of helped me gauge that.
right.
But we've all been in those times when, oh, what a bitch, and what a blah, and blah, 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 and then you cut the relationship off. Well,
That
really, was that
knee-jerk
them?
reaction.
Yes. And was that really them? I don't think so. And you do have responsibility in this. And just cutting them off temporarily makes you feel like you did something. Like there's
Right.
sort of, but no, all you did was mm, lose a connection and not look at your own shit. Really, I guess that would probably
Right.
be the biggest part of it. You didn't take that opportunity to own your shit and
Right.
to do some healing. Yeah.
Yep. Those opportunities are around us everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh,
To look at ourselves, to look.
oof.
Whew. Yeah.
And yeah, 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 yeah.
Yep.
So I want to talk a little bit about, if you don't mind, unless we're I'm so done talking about myself like that.
Yeah. Go for it. What do you got?
I'm over this this past week. So I am so hard over this. Uh, we are thinking about, and we'd love to, I know we do get some comments, not a lot, and that's okay. We're not, no pressure, but we really want to hear from you.
Comment, comment, comment. Sorry.
We are thinking about putting more personal, if you can get more personal, that's what we're thinking about doing on this. I know we get very personal, but putting our vacations on there, whether it's a smaller vacation that we're staying around home or we're traveling to another country or whatever it is, putting
Right.
that on this channel, and we'd like to hear from you. Would you we just feel like that's sort of the next step. We
Right.
want to invite more. I mean, obviously, there is a part of our life that we're not going to let anyone in. Sorry. That's
Right.
just, you can't do that. But we're pretty open books and we're pretty open. And we just thought these next vacations that we're both taking, that we would take some photos or video and narrate and show it to you. So we're gonna just see how that plays out, along with the interviews that
The interviews,
Marcy has already done. Yeah,
they're coming. Yeah.
yeah, those are really, really nice. She is really good at interviewing.
She's very good at interviewing.
I'm really
Yeah.
excited about that. And we'd like to, pardon me, she started with Mari-Lyn and I, and she's going to interview everyone at TCS. And then I'll interview her,
Hmm.
and then maybe branch that out into other things. Maybe talk to some of our clients, our students, and then maybe get away from that, start branching out a little more. We don't know yet. It's sort of
Yeah, don't
new
know.
and exciting, though. I'm really excited about it.
I am really hoping for input from our audience as the interviews
Yep.
are put out.
Mhm. I know. What is
Geez.
that? I think this is something that we have needed to talk about, and it's sort of
Oh,
because
getting cleared out.
it is because it feels a little personal, and we're not even to it the meat of it yet. We're just talking about it,
Right.
but I think we
Right.
needed to talk about this. Yeah.
But I hope we get input, good input. I hope.
Yes.
Our audience though is really great about that good
Constructive
input.
criticism is okay.
Yes.
Criticism is not. Or the passive aggressive thing. It's different.
Right. Yeah.
That's
But
never
with
okay.
the interviews, and I know in
Yeah.
mine, Marcy was talking about she would love to do a part two to get questions answered that our
Yes.
audience wants to hear.
Yes. So when you
Um,
listen to those interviews,
yeah.
if you're thinking, oh, I'd really like to know this about Mari-Lyn, or there's a follow-up here with Pam that I'd like to know, ask them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And whether that's on YouTube, in the comments, you comment through the podcast, whatever app you're on,
Right.
or email. We'd rather
Yeah.
have them on one of the two comment things because it actually helps our channel.
Yes. Yes.
However,
That would be great.
if you are like me and a very small question, you have to do a lot of explaining. And so you have to you might have to throw it in email.
And to email, just go to the website, tcseverydayspsychics.com, and use the contact us form.
Which is still under construction and going to get better. That's what the thing Marcy's going to do, which I'm really excited about.
She's looking
She's
into
real
it,
techy.
and
She's one of
I'm
those techy
excited.
people. I am
Yeah.
too.
And
And
she's
really
good
good.
with words.
I know. I'm
I'm
jealous.
so not good with words.
No. And you know, Marcy, if you're listening, I call you a bitch because I like you. So, because there's jealousy there. Yes, just
Yes.
different.
The good kind of jealousy, though,
Yes.
not
Yes. Oh no, she wouldn't be
not
here if I
that
were
type
that kind of
that
jealous.
invokes rage and
No.
fear. Yeah.
Jealousy, as in inspiring.
Yes.
I would love to have that sort of verbiage come out of me. When you can say a bunch without cussing like I do, and
You can say a bunch and have it make sense.
right, that
I
too.
mean, I don't know.
Yes.
My interview was actually longer than yours by a couple of minutes.
Uh-huh.
And I remember telling you, I don't know, my interview is probably going to be so short because my answers are going to be like 1 and 2 words.
Yes.
And I'm telling a story, and inside my brain, I'm going, oh my God, am I ever going to shut up?
Talking.
Who is this person?
That's good. Well, like
I
you
hope
are
so.
here.
I hope our viewers find it interesting or
I think they
entertaining
will.
or
I think they
funny.
will. And then also I'm hoping that they'll like the vacation stuff we do too. Just
We'll find out because I'm leaving tomorrow.
Wow. Yep.
We'll see.
Yes. And mine's in a few weeks, and I'm leaving the country, so we'll see. I now wish that I would have done more of that, like when I was in Portugal, but we did clearing though in Portugal, so that
We did.
one
And that
of
was
the.
awesome.
But yeah, this will be this will be good.
It will.
Well,
It'll
and
be
I
good.
want to shout out to I cannot pronounce her name, and I'm sorry, but I say Malik because in English that's the way you say it. But She is Moroccan, and that means king, and she's not a king. So King, that's Malik, like the king or something like that. I just can't pronounce it the way she. They have a certain way of speaking, the way that
The dialect.
yes is
Okay.
different. They also have a little bit of rolling R's. They have a little bit where it comes deeper from in the throat, which is, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, like when we're talking to Mish, she has, she's what?
I tried to say her name one time and she was like,
Mish?
oh,
Yes,
no,
Mish is not her real name.
no.
No, she speaks Hebrew. She's Israeli. She speaks Hebrew, and it comes really down from in the throat and the
And
way.
I think you're right. It comes from here. And when
Yes,
I said her name, it came from here.
yeah. So in English, it's like Michael, or not Michael, like Micah, Mikel. It would
Mikkel.
be, but in her, it has this beautiful this yeah thing
Yes.
to it. So I just said, can I just call you Mish? Because it's Mich. So can I say Mish? So she's like, yes, you can. Thank God.
Yes.
Understanding. But that's the same way with my son's now family. They all have these beautiful names, and my daughter-in-law is Nohela. That I can pronounce, but her sister, mom, especially mom and sister, those ones are hard. And then the brother, that one's it's Muhammad. There's another word to it though, Azir, but that's not. It sounds so pretty when they say it, and not with me. Yes. So
Hard. There's a lot of people who they don't really care. It doesn't hurt their feelings. It doesn't matter to them
no,
how their name is pronounced.
no,
My name being hyphenated,
yes.
I was called Mary or Marilyn so often as a kid. And there, for a very long time, I was so offended.
Oh, mm-hmm. Sure.
No, my name is Mari-Lyn, and it's not Mary. And I went through a very long period of time. I would not respond to Mary. I would not do it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, when we're young and dumb.
Wasn't so young.
Oh, sorry. Okay, when we're in our wounding, when we're just, yeah. Pam is
As an
not difficult.
adult,
I haven't met.
I had put my foot down at some point in my early life.
Mhm.
Mary is not my name. I will not respond. And I didn't forever.
Wow.
And then
And
I don't even,
you've had that in the comments sometimes. They'll say Mary, and you're not offended at all.
do they? I,
Yeah.
so see, I have
See?
done so
Look at
much
you
healing.
growing.
I have done
Yes.
so much healing around it. Sometimes, depending on the situation, I will correct them. And
Yeah.
sometimes I don't.
And I don't think there's anything, and from the person, because the way I would say your name, I don't know if it's because of my hearing loss or whatever, but it would sound like Marilyn. I swore I say Marilyn, but the way I don't know if I say it really fast or what, but you would
There's
say,
just a different inflection.
yeah.
Um, I
But I
mean,
want to say it right. So that's where I was going. It's like if the
no,
person speak like if I kept calling you Mary and you never corrected me, and for a long time I called you Mary, and then I find out that's not your name, I would be a little pissed about that. Like I would
right,
want you
right,
to say it's Mary Lynn.
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
But
Um,
not get mad that I said it wrong. I sorry. I didn't
I
mean
had an um, uncle by marriage, who called me Mary. Um, he was this huge man,
to.
tall. Um, he had a glass eye,
Oh.
and I could not correct him. Nobody ever corrected him. The rest of the family, the cousins, my aunt, they all called me Mary
Oh.
Lynn, but he called me Mary, and for him it was okay because it felt special.
Because this
Anyone
glass eye,
else?
like what?
Anyone else calls me Mary, and it's like F you. I don't know. It's so weird.
Mari-Lyn. Yes. And you never got mad at me. Although I do sometimes, if I do the edits on, sometimes I'll add an extra N or I'll add a B or something like that. And she'll say, Pam, you spelt my name. It's like, how do I spell my best friend's name wrong? It's just bizarre, but I do. I think I'm so absent-minded, it happens, and then I just don't see that it's there. But it's just so stupid.
There have been times I've just changed it, never said anything.
I'm sure.
It doesn't
Yes.
happen often. It really has
No,
not
it
happened
doesn't.
often.
No,
Just a few times.
thankfully. Or I will text you sometimes and like tell on myself because I've like my fingers are not on the right keys or whatever. It just comes out crazy. Yes. But so to my my son's family, I apologize because the sister actually listens to us. And I'm so honored. She doesn't speak English. She's going to start learning now, though.
So she must do like subtitles?
Yep, she does subtitles. They have standard Arabic, and they all know like there's a particular language that they speak in Morocco, and in certainly in the town that she's in, I can't pronounce it. Darija, something like that. Anyway, and I know she's laughing right now if when she watches this. They have that. Then they all learn French, and then standard Arabic. So they all grow up knowing like three languages. I mean, their standard Arabic and what they speak is, I think, like around 70% of standard Arabic. So, there's not a huge difference there. And now she's in high school, she gets to choose again, either Spanish, English, and then there might be another one that they can learn. And because of my son being in her family, she's learning English.
I have heard
My
that
daughter-in-law
English. I've heard English as a second language is the most hard. The most hard.
Yes, because we have crazy language. Yes.
I can't even speak correct English.
And
It's
your
the most
first language.
difficult. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yeah. I have heard that as well.
Mm-hmm. We do things
Yes.
backward from most
from
of the
most
language.
Of
the construction of sentences and such.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
My daughter-in-law speaks her English is really very good. She speaks it very well. Yeah. So that's nice. Although there is a point where you can speak it really well.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, if you don't get the humor of it, or there are certain words that are pretty specific to that culture,
Yes.
you don't like. There are times she's still learning that piece of it. She has a beautiful. My son says Morocco. They have all of them. It's just they love to laugh and things are funny, and they have great. And I've noticed that with her, that she has a great sense of humor. But there are still things where you'll see her look at my son like I don't, then he'll explain it to her.
And there are some words that just don't translate into
at all
a different language. Yeah.
At all. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So
yeah.
I'm so excited, as you can tell, because that's obviously going to Morocco, and
yes.
I'm so excited. And I'll be there a week before my family comes, and then anyway, I'm excited. Yeah. So hopefully
it'll be fabulous.
Take some video and stuff, and the food. Can't wait for that. I have had like Moroccan food. We have some restaurants here, but it's never the same as as when you actually go to that country and eat that food. Yeah. And my daughter-in-law is a pastry chef, so I can't. I'm gonna be fat. I've already given up sugar, So, but all bets are off once I'm there. Yeah. So, um, I gave up my, so they're in
I wonder if their sugar is different.
regular cane sugar. I don't know. They do a lot of honey though as well, which is healthier for if you're going like if you had a choice between the two, go with the honey. It's not as bad for you. But and they eat a lot of fruit. It's they have oranges just hanging everywhere. Oranges,
Mm,
dates. Yeah, and Max said
mm,
you just pick it right off the tree. The trees.
wow.
They go for hikes and there's all these different fruit
Wow.
trees. They just go, I know. Figs. Oh, I love a fresh fig. Yum.
Sounds like sounds like a movie.
I know. And I want to see the goats in the trees. Goats actually climb trees there. And you'll see them in the trees. Yes. Yes. I
That's
think
funny.
they just forage so much. There's a reason for it. But goats climb, as we know. Goats love to climb. And there's a lot of Morocco is fairly flat. But anyway, they climb up into the trees. And plus that they eat the leaves up there too. But
Ah,
I know, very
I
funny.
can't wait to see pictures of a goat in a
I
tree.
can't wait to get there. I'm so excited and get to meet her face to face in person for the
In
first time.
person.
I have not, they've been married for a year, together for almost two, and I have not met her yet. I know. Of course, we talk and we text, but we see each other on calls and
Yeah.
stuff. But she's absolutely beautiful and I can't wait to meet her. So, and her whole family is so nice. They don't speak English, but they'll get there. Not the mom. I mean, if I wouldn't, I'm not, and I'm not
Yeah.
that language either. I'll be fine. So anyway, so excited. Sorry to
It'll be good.
digress into other things, everyone, but very excited, and so that's stuff to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everyone.
Yeah.
So, and
Even us. Yes.
I want to, yes, I want to be through this transition before I go.
Oh man.
I don't, especially I'll be on, it's an all day, like the flights there. It's pretty much an all day thing to get there. I don't want to be transitioning on the airplane. I just don't have those moods, because a transition it's like being on a roller coaster. I just don't want to be so irritated that the person next to me, I want to hurt them. That's not a way to fly.
Right.
Because you're going to be seated next to someone, and I want to be able to just because we all know we've all been on flights when there's an irritating person around us. And sometimes you can handle it, sometimes you can't. Well, I want to be able to just be in
Yeah.
my own space here and not worry about who's doing what around me. So, everyone, please pray for me.
I
And
think Fred will have your back.
I think so too. I think
I
so.
think so.
I am
Yeah.
over the stress. I've never flown internationally alone. And
Mm.
I've talked about that on here, really stressed, but I'm over that. And then
Hmm.
I went to YouTube, good old YouTube, and looked at videos of the airports that I'm going to be in. So, yeah, yeah, that was,
Nice.
yes. Anyway, blah 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 blah. What else you got? What else you want to talk about? Tell me to stop talking, and we'll talk about.
Oh, um,
I don't even know.
I don't even I don't know. Um, this
Whew.
transition has been so all encompassing.
Oh boy.
You know, it's touched every area of life.
Yes.
Um, I mean, 2 days ago, I was just like, I was in freeze mode. You know,
Yes.
the limbic system, fight,
Yes.
flight, freeze, and fawn.
Yes.
And I was in freeze mode. I was absolutely in shutdown. Uh, couldn't really do anything.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
How do you know, excuse me, when that freeze mode is healthy versus your fear has been triggered? And it triggered your limbic system.
So for me, the days leading up to it is what told me.
Okay. Say more.
Um, in communing with spirit and getting clarity on some things, knowing that I just got information I have to process.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Um, information about wounding around expectation. And it was, for me, it was just very clear that I had to allow, and this isn't to say that I wasn't in fear,
Right.
because I do believe I was in fear, but I had to allow it. I couldn't escape it.
Right.
Um, I had to just be in it.
I'm
And for me, that meant not doing anything. It was such an unproductive day.
I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would think when you're triggered, so your limbic system has been triggered, fight, flight, freeze, fawn,
Yep.
to when you realize you're in it. Sometimes you don't always realize it at first. It hits and
Right.
go there. And then take time though to say, okay, what led up to this? And that will really help you because sometimes we can't hear spirit at that time. If you're triggered,
True.
you're not going to but a way to sort of get to what do I do now? Is this okay to be in here right now? Is it not? Is it am I releasing? Am I really what's happening is to do what you just think about what got you there and even that sometimes will be enough to be able to then you'll be able to hear spirit or
Hmm.
maybe not. Sometimes you just have to figure that out on your own,
Hmm.
but that's
I
a
was
perfect way.
lucky enough um, that I did ask. I'm like, I am in fear right now. I can feel it. I am in freeze mode. I am in fear. What do I need to do? And it was very clear. Nothing.
And I'm going to say the fact that you were able to ask is really telling right there. You were able to ask, why am I in here? Which kind of leads to it's okay for the moment. It's okay to just flow with this. Don't do anything sudden. Don't do anything big. Don't go literally bury your head somewhere.
Hmm.
It's okay to freeze, but be safe and allow it to sort of just run through and feel
Hmm.
that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
And it was
Oh,
uncomfortable.
mine was, I think, if, let's see, if I had fight, flight, freeze, fawn, probably more the flight, maybe is what little freeze in there. I'm not sure, but I think just because flight to me is hiding. You can say flight, you can say hiding. Like
Okay.
this flight can really be if it's a physical thing, like I'm somewhere and something happens, I will physically take myself away from that. That's still even hiding though, really.
So, flight for me
Hmm?
could very often equal shopping.
Ooh, that's not a healthy one.
No.
No. You can spend a lot of money.
Yes.
Yes. You don't want to do that. You don't want to shop with your shop, eat, do any of those construct or they're not
Anti
construct.
self things?
Yes, anti-self. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. How many times have I called you or text you and it's later in the evening and I'm either on the verge of tears or I'm in tears and I have a jar of peanut butter and a jar of jelly and a spoon. And I'm like, I'm trying to eat my way through it. And sometimes Mari-Lyn will say, it's okay, you're doing a little comfort eating, don't overdo it. And there are other times when she's like, back away the dogs. Put the spoon down. There are those times.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm so very grateful when you do that. It's, you know, it's, we go back to it, but it's not healthy. It's not healthy to eat peanut butter and jelly, especially the jelly piece. I know I eat raw peanut butter, so there's not extra added sugar in there. There's fat, but so sometimes you just have to have the jelly because you need that sweet with it.
You
Because I
need
know
the sweet. You need the sweet to go with it. Peanut butter and jelly just go together, darn it.
peanut butter and grape jelly has been my thing. Yes, I go through stages of jelly, but haven't had any for a week, over a week now. No, no, I'm not going overboard. Like I still have fruit. I'm not getting rid of that. I think I've had a couple condiments that have a little bit of sugar in there, but just the, regular white sugar processed
Right.
crap have not for over a week. And that was another part of my suffering.
Good. Yeah,
With
the
that,
detox
raw.
from it.
Oh my God.
And that is hard to do. Going off of sugar like 100% out of no fruit,
Yes.
even vegetables. There are some vegetables that you have
And
to be
I've
really
tried
careful
that.
of.
And the reason that I go off the way is because I tried everything. And it's like,
I've done it and it is hard. Hard. It's so hard. It's hard to find condiments that don't
yes.
have some kind of sugar in it.
Oh,
You're
they
like
almost all
reading the
do.
labels.
Yes. Yes.
You end up making a lot of your own stuff.
Or artificial
Oof.
flavor. Okay, put it
Oh
down.
yeah.
If it says artificial flavor, put that, whatever you're looking at, put it down.
And
Do
whether
not
you're
buy it.
whether you want to be off of sugar or not. If it says
Yes.
artificial on
Yes.
it,
If it says artificial
ah,
anything, no. Done. Yes. So it just happened. So my one son is Muslim, as we've talked about. They're in Ramadan right now. So you dry fast sunrise to sunset, so all day long. So I told him I would do Ramadan with him. However, I can't do all of that during the day. For one thing, we're in America and not everyone does it. When you're in a Muslim country, everyone's doing it. So it does make it easier. So I've kind of shifted the hours of that. And then it just so happens my other son, who's Catholic, Lent is right now too. So it's like, oh shit. So, but it worked out well because I decided to take out sugar. So for Lent, and then I'm just really going to try and keep that going. Yeah. So,
until you walk into the pastry chef's home.
yes. Well, I've already said once I get there, I'm done. Yeah. Well, my other daughter-in-law, who is not a professional pastry chef, but oh, that girl can bake. I've already told her, please, you can't make things I need. So I've been over there and she just hides stuff. She always has something. Go, she has children too. You make stuff for your kids, But
True.
anyway, so not only is it a huge transition, then I was doing those two things. Like
Right.
I thought, what the hell? Just pile it on all in one week. Come on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. There is sometimes a limit to bring it.
yes. Yeah. Prepare for what you wish for.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Whew. Do we feel ourselves winding down, or do you want to?
No, I think
I feel
we
like
might be done.
Have you talked to? Have I allowed you to talk at all this whole time?
I feel like I've done talking. Yeah,
Okay.
I've talked.
I feel
Yeah.
like I've just been chatty Cathy over here. Yeah. So, woo! All right.
Woo.
Thank you so much, everyone. We really do appreciate all of you.
We do.
Yes.
We
Even
do.
those of you who haven't subscribed, we really want you to subscribe, but we thank you anyway for being here.
Yes, we do. But please subscribe. If you watch us and you like our content, subscribe and help us out. I mean, we want to grow and yeah.
Yeah. So we love us, and we know you all love us. Yes.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Okay.
I think that's it.
I guess we'll see you
Yeah.
next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.